The word for you today. Today we are going to be in the book of Joshua, chapter 3. It's a really interesting story to me. This is as Israel has been wandering in the desert for 40 years, and they are about to enter into the promised land with this new generation of people. They're doing so under the leadership of Joshua, that's who the book is named after. And as they begin to enter the promised land, there's this incredible story where Joshua, early in the morning, God speaks to him. And the Lord said, "Today," verse 7, "Today I will begin to exalt you in the sight of all Israel, so they will know that I will be with you just as I was with Moses. Command the priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant, and when you reach the edge of the water, stand in the Jordan." Now, when they go and they stand at the Jordan, he calls them, so the Levite priests are carrying the Ark of the Covenant. There's, hundreds of thousands of people this entire Israelite community who's entering into the land. And this river, the Jordan River, is not only a huge river, but it's a pretty fast-moving river. And on top of that, we learn from this story that it's in its flood stage. Now, when it's in its flood stage, it's like a mile across. This isn't just a stream that gets stopped up. This is a huge, almost impassable river. And when the Ark of the Covenant, when they reach the space at the brink of the water, and Joshua and these priests and the Ark of the Covenant steps kind of into the water, it says that the water stopped flowing and pushed up as it like a giant wall of water where the river is flowing but the water cannot pass. And then the entire company of Israel follows and crosses the Jordan on dry ground. And this is an incredible thing. It's an absolute miracle, but I think it's an incredible miracle that teaches us about who God is. Number one, very simple, He is a powerful God. I mean, crossing the Jordan at this time is basically impossible. And the fact that God stopped the water, very similarly to how He did when they crossed the Red Sea. So it's symbolic of that, saying, "I'm still with you." But it's also just an incredible, powerful miracle. So we can see how powerful God is. Number two, we find out God is faithful. See, God kept His promise. See, when God did this, He was intentionally pushing back the water similarly to how He did in the Red Sea. He was showing the Israelites, "I am still with you." Look at verse 10. This is where Joshua is speaking to Israel, and he said, "You will know that the living God is among you, and that He will certainly dispossess before you the Canaanites, Hethites, Hivites, Perizzites, Girgashites, Amorites, and Jebusites, when the ark of the covenant of the Lord of the whole earth goes ahead of you into the Jordan." So when they go up, when this miracle happens, God is showing Himself faithful to the Israelites. He's showing them, "I am still with you. I'm going to accomplish what I promised. I'm going to drive out the people of the land. I'm going to give it to you as this promised land that I promised to your ancestors." It's an incredible moment where God is proving His faithfulness, and not just His faithfulness to the Israelites in total, but also to Joshua himself. See, Joshua became the leader of Israel after Moses died. And so when God does this miracle, He's making that same promise. He says, "Today I will exalt you in the sight of all Israel." He wants Joshua to understand that he is going to lead and wants all of Israel to see, "This man has my favor." So we see He's a powerful God. We see He's a faithful God. And then we also see we serve a merciful God. See, in Exodus 34, One thing that God says about himself is that he punishes to the third and fourth generation. And yet, when Israel is crossing the Jordan into the promised land, this is the generation after those who sinned, who worshipped a golden calf idol, those who sinned against God by denying Moses as leader, wanting to return to Egypt instead. Like, these are those who have been punished and who died in the wilderness without being able to enter the promised land. But God shows incredible mercy by allowing this generation to enjoy and inherit this promise. So when we look at stories like this, it's awesome because we get to see what kind of God he is. And your response today is really just dependent upon, how you are seeing God. Sometimes we worship God because he's powerful. Sometimes we ask God to continue and be faithful to us. Sometimes we ask God, in times of difficulty or stress, in times where we're just full of knowledge of our sin and we just can't get over it, we ask God, say, thank you that you are merciful. Please remind me of your love and your mercy for me. See, these stories tell us about our God. They tell us that he's faithful. And whatever you need to do in response, I ask you to do it. Spend time in prayer. Spend time telling God you're thankful. Praise him for what he's done in your life and in our past. Whatever he's telling you to do, do it. Have a great day.